Hello, I don't know if this is working. I haven't streamed for a little while, and I'm using different equipment, including these two cameras, which should be working at least. That's the one thing that probably is working. Hopefully you can hear me. But anyway, this is okay. First of all, I guess the elephant in the room. If you follow me on social media, you probably saw my big claim where Fediverse was going to come before YouTube. That's obviously not happened this time, and that's because I couldn't get the PeerTube streaming to work. Obviously my fault somewhere, but I don't know what I've done or haven't done. I will endeavour to make sure I know how to do it the next time I stream. So what is this? So if you have followed me for a while and you've looked at some of the projects I've done, you know I do have a bit of a penchant for building fairly pointless takes on classic machines. So I did the Mega Express, the giant handheld PC engine, the RP engine, which was kind of a Raspberry Pi build, which had CD and could use actual hue cards and could use the actual controllers. The Pi Vax, which is a mini Vax, which could hold a Raspberry Pi and let you connect it. Well, I won't say that yet because that's an upcoming video. The Spark Station, all sorts of devices that are takes on classic machines, and we've done it again here. So a few months back, a company announced they were going to be making a portable Spectrum, and the thing with this portable Spectrum was it had no keyboard. It was just a couple of buttons, much like a couple of the old machines that came out for the Spectrum. But it's a portable, you're making a portable, it may as well have a keyboard if you can do it. And I said, well, maybe I'll just make one. And so that's what the PortaSpeccy is. Now, the one thing we'll say about this is the machine that's coming from that other company is a good degree smaller than this, as you can see. I'm fairly using my gaming laptop there as a size comparison. My gaming laptop is huge. My hands are quite large, and you see they barely cover the whole thing. So yeah, this is not small. If I get an actual Spectrum, which of course we've got one nearby, because of course we do, you can kind of see it's very much inspired on the Spectrum, of course. It's not quite as wide, but it's definitely a fair amount deeper. So there's a reason for that though, and the reason is, if I open it up, you can see the nice Spectrum badge there. The way this is done, and if you look at the Codeberg there, it's already available, so you can already download all the information you need to actually build one of these, including the bill of materials. This can be printed in many ways. You don't have to, if you haven't got a multicolor printer, you can print it with just without that, as black, and use the graphics to make an SVG to make a sticker. You can print it separately, so you print these separately and then glue them in, all sorts of things. Or if you've got multicolor, you can just print in multicolor like I have. So if I open this, you see I went with a 7-inch screen, slightly overdoing it. Oh, you know what we can do? Ooh, look at this. Is this ASMR? Someone let me know if this is ASMR. Oh, there you go. Look at that. I left it on there solely for this stream when I was doing it, and it started to peel in the corner, and I don't know if you can see it. It's slightly discoloured where it already peeled. But anyway, yes, I wanted the 7-inch screen, and I also wanted a half decent keyboard. This is kind of a proper keyboard with proper travel on the keys, as you can see. This is actually an EPOS keyboard. It's a bit weird because I haven't found a good way of putting the labels on the keys. So this is the solution it provides. Again, designed to be in like a supermarket key terminal, so you can just change these little things out to be like bananas or what have you, and so they just have to push it. So, but it's good. There was a problem when I first got it. There was a configuration issue. So I did start building an alternative, which some people might prefer for a few reasons anyway. If I look, use the multi-screen, look at that. So there's this version, which isn't completely finished, but it's good enough, which will take this keyboard, and that's again in the bill of materials where you can buy this from. And it will, some people might prefer it because it's a full keyboard, which helps you with the next Oz. which this is running, which we'll get into in a minute. And that will just replace this whole top bit. That bit is not broken off, but it does exist, so you can put that in there. Explain what that is as well, I guess. So that's the power button. So what we'll do is we'll power this up just to show. There's also, let's do a little bit of a tour, I guess. So a big old power rocker here. This is here for a reason, which I will explain. You don't necessarily need it. Some well hidden cables, obviously. This is a USB charger and power lead. This is, I've not got it installed on mine because I haven't got the room because of the bits I've chosen inside, but that's so you can put an external USB, so you can plug in a joystick because the software supports that. And yeah, if we turn on the rocker switch, this will just turn on now. You see a little blue glow over there, possibly, or possibly not. So I don't know how this screen is going to show up on this camera. Let's tilt it up a little bit. Oh, sorry for that. There you go. So this will now boot into. Oh, yeah, that's very out of whack. I don't know if I can do anything about that. This is my camera. I would just click on the screen and tell it to focus on that. But how do I do that here? Bear with me a second. Nope, that's the contrast. That doesn't work. Brightness is what I want. Nothing is. Why is this not changing? Bear with me. Just trying to get this so it's slightly. There we go. That'll have to do. So if you've seen the Nextdoors, all that looks really bad. We'll have to live with that for now. If you've seen the Nextdoors, you probably, well, if you've seen a Spectrum, you'll know this menu. We can scroll down using the keys. If you had a joystick installed, that would work as well. We go to the browser. We load up a game that's got a dark background. That will almost certainly fix things. Let's load up Joel, why not? There we go. Oh, sorry for that. Anyway, there's Joel. I'll turn that off, but you can see. There we go, that turns off. Anyway, let me re-enable exposure. So that's the PortaSpeccy. It's running a version of the Nextdoors, the thing that came with the Spectrum Next, that's designed to run on what we call, or what is called, a Tang Nano. Here we go, this little thing here. So it's a Tang Nano. It's an FPGA in a development board. It's very, very cool. I was sitting on that for a long time and didn't realize just how cool it was. I think I bought it for like a Saturn project or something, a cartridge, I think, and didn't realize it could use for so many other things. So yes, that's what's powering this. And again, yeah, this is this EPOS keyboard. I've got the software as well that you need. Well, not the software you'll get when you buy the keyboard if you buy this, but I've got the configuration file that you need to upload to this. So what's this consist of? Let's get a few things. I've got some stuff that I made before. So there's junk in here, hold on. So it's basically, there's two halves. Obviously there's the screen and the keyboard. The keyboard is made up of this, which is the base. There's a USB power board that screws into there. The Tang Nano sits in there, so don't have, like, that one's got the legs on it, don't put legs on it. The external, this has got an SD card in the slot there. I'm using expander extender, which you could just see it, which brings it out to the front there. These cameras are not great. You brought them today. And yeah, so all the stuff will sit inside there. Also in there, you'll need some kind of USB hub. Tang Nano only has one USB-C port, so something like this is good. If you want to have a joystick, you'll need 3, or find some other way of powering the screen. I power it using USB, so I use the USB for the screen and the USB for the keyboard in this. So that all has to fit inside here as well, so there's quite a few cables coming in. This has got this little hook thing here because it takes a power button, and the only power button I had on hand was this one, and it's quite deep. It doesn't need to be that deep, but that's what this is designed for. All the design files for this for Fusion are available as well, so if you want to make changes to it, you can do whatever you want. And yeah, that plugs in, and then there's this this rainbow button here is actually a power button. Let that start up. There we go. Again, it'll be blown out as soon as we get to that white screen. Can't do anything about that. Well, I guess there's one thing I can do about that. I can load up a game that isn't dual, and so won't be the audio equivalent of torture. Oh, that just instantly went wrong. There are some bugs. This is not my software. I'm sure it'll be fixed. Although the guy, I will say, has is supposed to have released the source because he is using someone else's work, and I don't think he has yet. So that's a bit naughty. Oh, okay. Well, Basic Invaders. There we go. Whoever this is by, you can see it. So yeah, we'll take a little bit of a look inside as well. The screen is an HDMI affair. So inside here is an Elecon 1. This is the one I originally used. It's got these tabs so you can screw it on. So this is really designed to take this screen, but there's a bit of an addition I've done to make it work with another screen. The problem with this screen is there's no audio on here, so you can technically use the audio on the Tang Nano. There's a little socket for it. I haven't tried using it. Apparently it works. But also, because the ports are right at the edge here, you have to get like right angle ports that fit, and they were a pain. This one has got them embedded a little bit more, so it's good. But this screen will work if you want to use that. It is a tiny bit cheaper than this one, but not by very much at all. So if we turn this off, we should do by double tapping that, and then we'll turn off the isolator switch as well, the big rocker switch on the end. And we'll kind of take this apart a little bit. So it's all been put together using, well, mostly using screws. That's how I design stuff. It's so it can be reused. It's quite, I've got no idea if anyone can hear me, and I've got no idea if anyone can see me, because again, I haven't used streaming for a long time. I may be whistling into the wind. So we take that apart. You can kind of see inside there. So the way this screen goes in is there's these little universal adapters that I've designed. You can just about see that. So you know what, if I add a bit of light in there, there we go. I think that's a bit easier to see now. Yeah, so these screw into the posts where the other screen would have screwed in, and then this will allows you kind of a lot more play with where these posts are. And you can see, yeah, all of the cables and stuff that are coming off, the power lead and the HDMI lead. This is the soundboard, which is just floating around like no one's business. I need to stick that down properly. But yeah, so this is a soundboard. Again, it's in the BOM. I've got one out here, look. So these are these little ones. They're really cheap to buy, but they're very useful. That just goes to a normal 3.5mm jack. and these go off to these tiny little speakers. So these are these things. They are not great quality, they are not very loud, but they do the job, and they're very small, and so they fit just inside the little the kind of the well there, and there's some grills cut open so the sound will actually come out. But yes, so you have to basically just get that right. I don't like that floating around. That's there's a lot of voltage going on there. Yeah, so most of my stuff, I was saying, I make it so you can just unscrew it. There are obviously times you can't do that, and because there are so many different things you could use for some of this stuff, different solutions, there's not really any way I can make these ones in a way that there's going to be like a one-size-fit-all solution. So you will end up using some double-sided sticky tape for a lot of this stuff, or even hot glue if you must. There we go. That'll probably still fit in there. Guess we'll find out in a second. Yep, there's a little cut out here and on there. You can just about see that, where all the cables go out. I mean, I was thinking about making like a semicircle design that connects to the top case and rotates on the bottom case so that you can cover the leads up, but honestly they're two giant cables, so it's not going to make much difference. Oh, that is not going in. Why is it not going in? No, that's going in now. It wasn't in place, that's why it wasn't going in. Hopefully I'm not going through some wires. There we go. Right, and yeah, and the screen is attached to the base using, I'm going to have to put some light on this again, it's all black, so makes it hard to see. There you go. So these little things, the simplest design I could think of for a hinge. I was going to use laptop hinges, but yeah, finding one that would fit this easily and still be easy to 3D print, and not be so strong that you couldn't unscrew them without snapping the plastic. Yeah, couldn't get that done. Those are screwed in the back with these little screws here, and that allows the lid obviously to open and close, but we can just undo the bottom. You're going to see, obviously, with lots of cables, what you really need is really good cable management to make sure there's, you know, lots of airflow and everything fits nicely. That's one theory. You disconnected? You're not quite disconnected. Hold on. A little bit more. Come on. Oh, come on. There we come. There we go. Okay, I will take this apart. This will come apart at some point. And there we go. So this is the EPOS keyboard. Obviously it's been taken out of its original casing. The screws that held it in its casing are the ones that have been used to screw it to the actual keyboard face. The reset button is connected between, there's a K thing on this little USB adapter board here, which a K and a ground, and that turns that board on, and that's connected to this lithium battery down here, and the power switch basically goes between the 5-volt output and the Nano Tang, which, if I can get this up, there we go, it's just in here. So this is where the extending SD card comes out of, and yeah, so this is the hub I've used. You need a hub really, which is quite small, and also it comes where the leaders come out the side for it to fit in there. There's a few alternatives. There's this one, which I had a lot of hopes for but couldn't quite get the fit. I think if you take it out the casing, it will fit really well. I digress. So that's how this whole thing goes together. Everything's screwed together using either M3 or M2 screws. There's a lot of JST. Oh God, come on, get back in there. It's not time for you to escape. That's, yeah, you really should be gluing, connecting these cables together, or holding them in some way. Otherwise, it's a pain. Yeah. So what I did was I just went and bought this big old collection of screws, really good, and there's a lot of JST headers on there, so everything can be connected and taken apart properly. And I just bought packs, so there's 1.0s and 2.0s, really useful packs to have. The screen, by the way, has a header for the touchscreen, which gives out the 5 volts that the audio amplifier needs, and that's a 1.0 JST connector, so really handy. You can just make your own cable up. And yeah, once it's all back together again, yep, that is all back together again, we should be able to turn it back on. Oh, I'll do that. And there we go. The PortaSpeccy lives. It's fully functional. I've played a few games on it. It works. Obviously, everything is open source, as all my stuff is. All available on the Codeberg site, which should be on the screen if anything's on the screen. And yeah, all the details that you need to build one of these is on there. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will get back to doing whatever it was I was doing before I decided to do this random stream at this point in time. Thanks for watching.